Listen, those horses teach you something every time you get around them. That's just like a horse that runs off form, that's not performing like it's supposed to. That horse is talking to you. He's telling you something's wrong. Take me to the vet.
Yeah. You're listening to Beyond the Chutes as presented by Parasite Systems. I'm Doug Simcox, and together we explore the untold stories of rodeo. Stories of courage, grit, and heart from the men and women who make it all happen. Because in this sport and in life, these stories matter. This is Doug, and I am still here in Podo, Oklahoma, and we are sitting here in the living room. I've got Miss Marilyn Duplissey. And last episode, of course, we talked about Marilyn winning her first world championship with the IPRA, the IRA at that point. And, of course, we learned a lot about Dan, and we're going to pick right up from there because we're going to learn about her second world championship, which came a few years later, 1976 per my records.
Right.
And then we're going to get on to her lifelong dream, her goal when she was running barrels in these open shows down here at 15, 16 years of age. So, Marilyn, let's pick it up. Good to have you back on the show, by the way.
It's good to be back. And I wanted to throw this out there, I forgot to say, but the first time I won the world, of course, Mike and I, he had already bought me a ring. We were already engaged and everything. I told him, I said, I want to wait and get married after the IFR. So my name will be champion as Kelly.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And he said, okay.
Okay. So that was a reason to delay. You knew,
Right.
so you was fixed. You knew what you was going to do. You knew you was headed destined for that world championship.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, and like I said, my goal was the NFR.
Yeah. So we're going to get there. Let's pick it up, and we're going to continue to talk about Dan. And of course, we talk about horseshoeing and farriers and the best vet and the best trainer and all that sort of thing. So what really has struck me through this whole thing, Marilyn, is you was running a business. This was a serious business. You did a lot of research, took a lot of money, and you had to go down the road. You had to win to keep your business rolling.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
And did you ever get into cold streaks? Did you ever get into time where you just, where's the next nickel going to come from?
Constantly. You know, like I said, when I had the bad shoeing job and my horse started, not clocking, that hurt. It's like, maybe I need to rethink this thing.
Yeah.
And, of course, you pick up other horses that you're working with. We did the schools, and that helped a bunch.
Now you're talking about barrel racing schools that you would attend as a student?
Yes. Well, Mike had rough stock school.
She taught it.
And then I had the barrel, too.
You
I had
did.
the barrel racing.
Oh,
Yes.
so you were an instructor.
Right.
So you were starting to
Right.
give back.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
and how did that help you?
Oh, it's a really good refresher course. Because Darlene, I'll never forget, Darlene came and she had just bought this horse. I think it was a paint horse. And she said, I want you to watch me run him. He's shaking his head. And I said, okay. So she got out there and ran him and come back. And I said, he needs his teeth done. And she said, well, you think that's it? Yeah, because been there, done that. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
So I mean, man, not a lot of people think about teeth of horses, let alone the horse is doing what he's doing because he needs his teeth floated or he's got something going on in his mouth.
And see, that's what you have to be. Just like these rough stock riders, how they do their exercises and everything, and they go to the practice pen and do that. We have to do the same thing. Okay, I need to know everything about my horse because if something comes up, what did I do different? Did, maybe it's time for a new bridle. I had one horse I rode for a while. He figured out every bridle I'd put on him. And I'd go to a rodeo and think, well, what bridle am I? I hadn't even worked him in it. But he had a good handle and everything, but he could figure out the bridle, and he would run through them.
Run through meaning?
Run off.
Run off. Okay. How important is your gear? Such as, let's start the bottom. Splint boots. Were you running splint boots back then? Supports?
Yeah. I started with splint boots, and I ended up with polos because I just felt like polos were less confining.
Okay. Leaving him the ability to move a little bit differently?
Yes.
And still you wrap him. What are you looking to do when you wrap with polo wrap or whatever?
Oh, just make sure he's not, hitting himself. Like with the bad horseshoeing, he started reaching up, and grabbing a quarter and stuff like that.
Off his front foot,
right,
the front hoof.
With the back.
Okay, so got sore.
Right.
And what were you doing to keep his legs, heat and that sort of thing? Liniment, anything?
I would put a Furicin sweat on him every once in a while. He would get wind puffs, and I'd sweat them down.
What are wind puffs?
It's kind of like arthritis in their back ankles. And, when they go do a lot of strenuous stuff, they'll just kind of fill up. It goes down. Sometimes they'll stay, and you can spot them. But, usually you can go ahead with horse with wind puffs.
Okay. And are you reading the Western Horseman? Is that still your main source of information?
Well, now I'm getting the WPRA paper, and Mike is getting the PRCA paper. So, yeah, we've kind of moved on past the Western Horseman.
Okay. And saddle blankets and saddles, and every horse is different. What have you found there? What did you do with Dan specifically?
Dan was very easy. He was very simple. He didn't have any, every once in a while when the vet would try to tube worm him, his nose would bleed. But he never had any problems. Now, to give him something to help him during a run, like Banamine, he was not good on Banamine.
Would that fog him up a little bit?
Took him to the NFR and ran him on Banamine. He ducked the second barrel.
Okay.
And that was highly unusual for him.
Yeah.
And I thought, no Banamine.
Okay.
He didn't handle his drugs well.
No, he was not.
You couldn't run him on anything.
And so let's back up, and I do want to get to the NFR because that being your goal, right, from a very, very early age.
Right.
So come back in 1976, 2 years later. What was 75 about?
Babies.
Okay. And took the whole year off, finished up the IFR, took the whole year off?
Well, I didn't take the whole year off.
Okay.
I rode until I was, about 5.5, 6 months.
Oh, that long. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you got another 4 months in your pregnancy, and then
I did run enough to make the NFR or the IFR, so I did make the finals.
You did?
Yes.
In 1975. Okay.
Yes.
Also in Tulsa then.
Right.
Okay. And you did go run that because you'd already had the baby?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Dan just picked up and came right back even though he had, 4 or 5 months off?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And then you kick out and 76, pick up the pressure again, pick up the pace. However, at this point, you're hauling as a family?
Yes, and our goal was both of us to win the world together.
Yeah.
And because I was already saying I want to go to the WPRA.
At that point?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the draw there was You were hearing about it, you were seeing it, or that goal from forever ago? What was the
that little girl going to the NFR and watching her heroes
Yeah.
go?
Yeah. You said this is where I want to be.
Yes.
This is my deal.
It's the ultimate.
Okay. So you stay in 76. How was your finals in 76? You pick up another championship. How'd you do in the average and all that sort of thing?
I think that's one where I actually won the average.
Okay.
And that was a big stepping stone for me because, I'd always had okay finals, but, I'd always end up hitting a barrel here or there.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway.
So you 5 runs still? You had 5 good runs?
Yeah, I think so. It was quite a few runs.
Yeah. And Mike, how'd you finish that year?
I finished second that year. At the beginning of 76, me and Marilyn, we made a pact. We were zeroed in to win co-championships. And I didn't have I missed about 10 rodeos during the 4th or 8. I'd hurt my elbow, and it was me and Ronnie Williams back and forth.
Okay.
But I caught him at Lakeland, Florida, the last rodeo of the season. And I went into the finals with about a $100 lead. They got me at the gate for the world. Anyway, our dream didn't work out, but we had so many other dreams work out
Yeah.
that it washed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I meant to ask you this in your episode, Mike. The new rule, you talk about losing the world for a miss out, for failing to mark out a horse, which is judged, right? And today, I just watched Calgary, no mark out rule, and the IPRA now, no mark out rule.
They need to throw it out.
Yeah.
I've said that, it's nothing more than a process of elimination. I agree that all horses should be spurred out. That sets up your whole ride. But sometimes they get you at the gate and you did miss them out. And I was raised old school. You don't say nothing to the judge.
Yeah.
Because they'll let you by and you'll win maybe the next rodeo.
Yeah.
And when you did miss him out, they may let you by.
Yeah.
And so it'll wash. And that's how I was raised, and that's how I treated it. And we just went on about our business.
Yeah.
But as a business, it's too easy to make human error because it happens so fast.
Yeah.
And, we're the only sport that I can think of that does not have demanding replay, instant replay.
Right. Right.
And even with instant replay, I watched the NFR this past year, and there was some kids that missed their horses out. They let them by.
Yeah.
And nothing changed. The video didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Not every time, but a couple of times.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. But anyway, I'll guarantee you, me and Marilyn run at them.
Yeah. So you win your second championship. You win the average. So just a tremendous weekend in Tulsa. Now it's time to buy the card. Like leave the IFR and buy the WPRA card, the Women's Professional Rodeo Association card.
Right.
So you buy it.
Yes.
And any blowback, any friends or the association or just anything. I mean, they're losing a world champion that's moving on.
Well, I knew my horse was getting older.
Yeah.
And I knew he was one in a million, and I wasn't going to get this opportunity again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and I bought because, right off the bat, down there in Louisiana, you had Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, Alec eventually went PRCA, but it was like, these are wonderful starting out rodeos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monroe, Houston,
Yeah.
Jackson, Mississippi. That's a good spring run.
But you lost the Longhorn run.
I did, and that was kind of a sad thing but it's like this. okay, been there, done that 2 or 3 times. Let's look for something new.
Okay, that's fair enough. Absolutely, fair enough. How old is Dan at this point?
He's probably 8, maybe.
Okay,
I'm
so
thinking.
right solid in his prime.
Oh, yeah.
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 And if he were here today, what would, in that condition, 8-year-old, just won 2 championships, tried and true, what's the price tag? I know you're not going to sell him, but what's the price tag? What would a horse like Dan at that condition, that capability, what's the money today?
I will. I'd say probably 20.
20.
20,000.
Marilyn,
What?
they're selling barrel horses for $250,000.
Oh! If he was alive today, I was thinking about
So back then, 20 grand.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Glad you clarified that. So today's dollar, you're not attached to him. You're going to let him go. You price him out on the market, and he will sell for upwards of $250,000.
Yes,
That's what these ladies are paying for this stuff today, going down the road.
it's crazy.
Yeah. How's the mathematics work on that? He's a gelding, so we got no opportunities there. So how's the math work? Win it back?
Well, barrel racing is finally getting up to the racehorse and the cutting horse level now, the breeding in particular.
Okay.
And that's how you're going to ride. Because, used to, back then, okay, you got a mare, okay, she has 1 colt a year, and then you're, off another full year waiting on the next colt. Well, now they do these embryo transplants.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
sell those for a lot of money.
Yes. Yes.
And that's not even counting the studs. I think Danny Ray just paid $800,000 for some horse.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if that was real or not,
Yeah.
but that's
He's
a lot
barrel
of money.
horse. He's barrel horse guy.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And then he had just sold that JL Dash to Heaven for, what was it, $5 million?
Quarter horse.
Barrel horse.
Barrel horse. Quarter horse.
Yeah.
A
But
stud?
this horse had he'd gone to the NFR.
Yeah. Stallion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I get that, right? So are most of these competitors, are they buying stallions, they buying mares? That's what they're investing in, or they're running gelding still?
Well, I mean, a good gelding is a good gelding. Even
Yeah.
though I prefer mares,
Right.
I really do.
Yeah.
But there's too many good gelding, and there's people out there that you couldn't give them a mare.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
don't like mares, and it's just like you just eliminated half the good horses out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because mares, I know a lot of times they're hard to live with, but
Yeah.
if they're good, I can put up with anything.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, mares show up. She'll run her guts out for you. They're a lot more honest. But you were talking about the possibility of selling Dan. I wanted to say the only thing Marilyn made me promise her when we got married, she said, the answer is yes, but don't ever make me sell Dan. I said, that's a done deal. And within a year, a guy handed me a check for $25,000, and I gave it back to him. I said, he's not for sale. And we were at the IFR in '76. We just unloaded, and he turned and he could cover it. He
Yeah.
signed a check and handed it to me blank, and he said, "You fill it out, smart ass."
Yeah.
And I tore it up. I said, "I told you it wasn't for sale."
Yeah. Lot
So,
of money. Lot of money.
He was strong.
Yeah.
I could have made it for $200,000 and it would have cashed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
So I want to talk a little bit about the breeding. We talk about getting specialized and, the breeding programs organized. And the thing that stands out for me, Dan was tough, right?
He was.
And could stand up to all the pressures and the travel and the going and the different ground and everything you talked about. And has the breeding got to a place where you don't have those tough horses now? where there's more leg problems or there's more hock problems or whatever you want to say?
Oh, I'd say absolutely. Because back then when I was running and everybody I knew, all my friends running, we never talked about going to the vet and tapping our horse. And I mean, yeah, some girls would give Banamine and Bute and stuff like that, but there was no bleeding that they are always talking about. And I know with the racetrack, I don't think they do it anymore, but used to at the racetrack, the theory was, if you cut off a horse's heels, they'll break quicker. Well, you cut off a horse's heel, you hyperextend that knee.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then you're getting all these bad-footed horses, and you get crushed heels, and it's just, and that's what I started seeing.
Yeah.
Running barrels. It was just like, oh gosh, it's time to take him to the vet, or something's going on. I got to go see Dr. Mitchell. He's the only one that can really tell me what's going on. And the shoeing got higher and the gas got higher. And it's just like, well, this is a business, but my business is not doing so good
Now, this is
anymore.
after Dan, several years after Dan you're talking.
Well, this is on the downhill side.
Downhill side.
See, when I went to the WPRA, I'm thinking it's getting close.
Okay.
It's getting close to where Dan is going to, he's going to lose a couple of steps.
What do you figure? 8 years old. What do you figure? You got another 2 years on him before he starts to step off just a bit?
Well, maybe longer than that. You just don't go as much. Just cut down on those miles.
I see. I see.
We'll go to the local things around here.
He's just as capable as he always was, but not as often as he once was.
Right.
I think there's a song in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. So you go to the WPRA, and are you still running against the same kind of caliber of competitors? What kind of stood out for you when you did that?
Well, there was a few girls that had gone over there. Jackie Jo had gone over there, and she had won the IRA. And Ann Bateson was there. Beth Crump, she was in the IRA. And anyway, and then the rest of them were girls that I had known
Okay.
and just ran against.
Okay.
But the girls I mentioned, they all came from the IRA.
Were you seeing a lot coming out of the West,
Oh, yeah.
new competitors you'd not seen before?
Yes, there was one girl there. She was from California, and she actually had a horse that was half thoroughbred and half Welch pony.
Oh,
And I think she was pretty wild rider. We went out there one day to, kind of work in the pen a little bit, and I didn't see it, but they were telling me she had gone out there and made a run on her horse. Everybody else kind of just goes out there and just tunes a little bit. But she had backed off and made a run at her horse, and they shut the back gate, and he jumped it.
oh, wow.
And it's like, yikes. Yeah, there was people that I ran against that I'd never run against before.
Was the business different? Did you have to change any of your approach?
It wasn't as much camaraderie as there was in the IRA. Everybody, it was more business. It's like, okay, I don't really want to talk to you because I don't have anything to say. You're my competitor.
Yeah. And in the IPRA, yeah, you're a competitor, but it's on me anyway.
Oh, we had a lot of little girls there. So they were, they were just kids.
Yeah.
They just unconscious. Get out there and do it. Outrun your ass. It's like,
Right.
yikes.
Yeah. So traveling further, let me ask this. When did you kind of know I got a shot at this NFR? When did you pop into the top 20 or the top 25 in the standings?
I think it was at Fort Smith. Fort Smith, they had a huge barrel race. It was, at that time, the 4Ds were coming in,
Okay.
and they had a huge barrel race there, and they had it the same time as the Futurity and the rodeo. So a lot of the rodeo girls stayed there to run at that because they had a lot of money added. And I entered that. I rode Dan, and I don't remember who won it, but I won second, and that gave me a good start.
So, and I just want to make sure, because I don't know a lot about WPRA, okay? I know they're going to run with the big rodeos, right? All the Cheyennes and everything. But they also have their own standalone events. And was that what you just described? Was that a WPRA event? So the points counted?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sometimes if they've got a lot of money, they'll go to the association and get it approved.
Okay.
So it was approved, points approved.
Okay. And did you go to WPRA only events?
Well, back then, that's all you could go to. If you had a card, you
But
could.
I mean, there's world champion bull riders in the WPRA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those sorts of things. So did you go to one Cowboys there? It was all okay.
I went one time
Okay.
One time.
Okay.
to their finals. And, man, those team roping girls, you just had to get out of their way. They were just like, yikes. So,
They could do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were tough.
Okay.
They were tough. But it was good rodeo. It was real good rodeo.
And where was that finals?
It was down in San Antonio, I think.
And so if you qualify for the NFR, you've automatically qualified for that finals?
I think what it was you had to qualify for everything but the barrel race, and I think they kind of made the barrel race open or something because they didn't care about barrel racers anyway.
Really? WPRA?
Well, yeah, the PWRA.
Yeah.
That's the professional women's. And, yeah, they were there to...
The PRCA, they didn't care about you barrel racers. They didn't care if the ground was bad back then.
Well,
Maybe it may be the same way.
actually, and I think I'm right about this, this has been a few years back, as you know, the PRCA and the WPRA are two different entities. They
Yeah,
just happen to
Yeah.
have the same rodeos.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, the PRCA wanted to affiliate with the WPRA, and they didn't want to.
Really?
They
Really?
didn't want to.
Huh. Wow. And what's interesting, we look at the IPRA, and I've read a lot on the website. They've done a lot of innovations, everything from insurances and that sort of thing. And they were the first organization to sanction women's barrel racing. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty cool. So you're out on the road. How far west are you going? Did you travel? I know you got into Texas. Did you travel up into Wyoming, Montana?
We went to Montana and went back out to Albuquerque because they had a PRCA rodeo there. But mostly the big traveling we did was back east.
So pretty much what you had been doing.
We didn't go to the big ones out west. Marilyn only went to 32 rodeos on Dan, and she finished 7th or 8th for the year and didn't get to running much at the NFR. She moved up.
Yeah, I had terrible finals.
Terrible finals. He hurt a knee, and we borrowed a horse off of Billy Perrin, and she placed on him 2 or 3 times, and she ended, I believe, for the year, she's in 7th, only went to 32 rodeos, never went out west.
Okay.
Went to San Antonio, Lubbock, Wichita Falls, and then back east.
And Mike, you're still competing at this point.
Yeah,
You're still hauling.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was crippled.
Yeah.
But
And this is pre Las Vegas.
Yes,
This is Oklahoma City.
it's a city. Yeah.
10 rounds. What do you remember about that? Pretty grueling? 10 rounds?
Well, it was when I got there and I was trying to get Dan in shape, and it's all my fault. And I was running him on that farmland. Anyway, he popped a splint. And that's not anything bad, and it'll eventually get better, but he was sore on it. And that's why I had to give him the Banamine.
And the splint is?
That's a little little bone right beside their knee, and it's really not good for anything. And most every horse will pop a splint, and then they get sore, then they get hard, and then you're done with them.
Okay. And they're back in and good as ever.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And anyway, he had that splint, and it's like, oh my gosh. So, well, I'm gonna have to just and they're not really crippled. They'll just kind of be a little off every once in a while
Okay.
from it.
Okay. But you could tell a difference.
But you know it's there and it's bothering them.
Yeah.
And you can't win anything.
And that's when you put him on the Banamine and he ducked out on the second barrel.
Ducked the second barrel, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is not going to be good. Well, Billy Perrin, Jackie Joe Perrin, had made the finals, and was she winning it that year?
Yeah, I think so.
She was winning it, and anyway, he had 2 daughters. Well, the other girl had not made the finals, but Jackie Joe had.
Okay.
So he said, and that horse's name was Ben. And he said, why don't Mike and I go get Ben?
Yeah.
And you can finish out the NFR on Ben.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm like, my lifelong dream, get here on Ben.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's what they did.
Yeah.
And when they brought Ben back, Ben was a big, beautiful black horse.
Okay.
Oh, he's beautiful. And Billy said, and let me tell you something. There's something you got to know.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said, when you go in there to put the halter on him, he will run at you. He'll pin his ears. He might even bare his teeth. But he said, do not try to hit that horse. He said, just go on, ignore him,
Yeah.
put the halter on,
Yeah.
and everything will be okay.
He's not going to bite you. He's not going to hurt you.
He said, he's all bluff unless you try to hit him.
Oh, then it gets serious.
He said, I hit him one time, and he said, he grabbed my arm.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So he said, you'll be fine. Just ignore him and go in there and put the halter on him, but do not act like you're going to hit him or hit him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went in there, and sure enough, there he comes, just those ears laid back. He's like, okay, get this halter on.
He ain't Dan.
Oh, once you got the halter on, then he's fine.
Then he's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
he was a really nice horse, and he was easy to ride, and I made a little money on him,
Nice.
not a whole lot, but
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
So, did you, in steer wrestling, it's called being mounted out. So, was there a financial deal that you cut with the owner? Percentage of the take to the horse?
Well, like on bulldogging, it's always a quarter. A quarter,
Yep.
mount out money.
Yep. Yep.
But, bulldogging, all you're doing is riding down the middle of the arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I felt like that the horse should get half.
Okay.
Rider half, the horse half.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So that was the deal you cut. Is that what you're seeing out in the world today? Those kind of cuts? We see a lot of ladies show up to the NFR, might have 4 different horses they're running.
Right.
And they're running somebody else's horse, right?
Yes.
And hey, ride my horse, win on my horse. There's a cut.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I've been out of it too long. If I was going, I would probably hear, all the talk about how much for this and how much for that. But
Marilyn, I don't think Billy Perrin took one dime. I mean, that's the kind of man he was.
right, and he
I
was.
I don't think he took a penny of your winnings. And you placed on Ben 3 times, maybe?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It was back then they changed the payout where everybody got paid
Yeah.
with the average. And
Everybody got paid.
everybody got paid with the average.
Okay.
And so I had moved up a spot or 2 and anyway, made a little money. But even like the 15th place girl, she got money.
Yeah.
And that was probably, Jimmy Gibbs. Jimmy
Jimmy
Gibbs,
Gibbs.
because her horse got crippled and she didn't have another horse to ride.
Okay. And speaking of her, legend. Jimmy
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gibbs.
Yeah.
I believe Lynn McKenzie was running at that time too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did you get to know some of these ladies, some
Oh,
of these
yeah,
greats?
yeah.
And
Well, I got to know Lynn. Lynn, she was really nice. Of course, Lynn was from the area where I was at.
oh, she was.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I had not run against her for years and years and years. I just kind of met Lynn when I got in there. But yeah, she's a really nice, good person.
Okay.
Carol Goosetree, I think she made it that year too. She another legend. Well, Martha Josie. I just made the finals with a bunch of legends.
Martha Josie, there's a legend,
Yeah.
right? I mean, incredible,
Yeah.
incredible.
And I felt really bad because halfway through the NFR, they give an award for the barrel horse with the most heart.
Yep. Yep. Dan.
Dan got it right there.
Dan. That's the platter.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the platter. That's the trophy.
Bec-
And that's voted on by the other competitors?
By the other, well, when you got to think, I had too many old IRA girls in there.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
Ann Bateson and I don't even know. I think I might have voted for Missile because Missile was either Missile or Carol Goostree's horse, Dobry. And anyway, I was shocked.
Billy Perrin, he's the one that campaigned. didn't he?
Yeah, I was shocked because, Jackie Jo got to vote, Ann Bateson, Beth Crump, and I can't think of who the rest of them were. But all I know is Becky Carson, she was retiring her horse after that year, and she thought that maybe her horse would get it. I felt really bad for her because
Yeah.
she started crying.
Oh. But Dan had his fan club.
Yeah, well,
Right. All his friends from the IPRA
Yeah.
voted for him.
Yep, that's
they voted
sums
for
it
him
up.
because he was. Poor thing,
They
he
knew
was-
how tough he was.
he was so ugly.
How big a heart he had.
Well, Ann Bateson, the last year I went, I was running against her,
Okay.
and yeah, it got pretty tight because Ann Bateson had a job, so she couldn't go like I went.
Yeah.
And anyway, we're still friends.
And was that the only year you run at
Yes.
the NFR?
Yes.
And 1979, you said
78.
78.
Yep.
78, I'm done.
And I was. I
You
was
was.
done. I was done because I knew my horse was not going to be the caliber of horse he had been.
Okay.
And I did. I went to some little TRA rodeos and LRCA rodeos on different horses. And I was
Yeah.
going to the Futurities and with hopes of selling, some horses and try to bring in some more money.
And we had started training racehorses.
So
We were going in a different direction with
Yeah.
the horse business.
So I want to talk about that exactly what Mike just said. Yeah. So you're kind of done with rodeo. Rodeo's done its thing,
But
but
let me say this.
yeah,
Going out there at the NFR and sitting out there in that arena
Yeah.
with the announcer saying, these people are the best in the world.
yeah,
You can't imagine what that does.
yeah, yeah,
And that was like, you're right there thinking, this is it. This is what I've been working for.
okay,
And
okay.
it was great. And the guy whoever carries the flag is the one winning the most money from that state.
Oh, is that right?
That's
I
how
did
they
not
pick 'em.
know that. I did not know that. And
And-
everybody's in the grand entry.
Oh yeah, everybody except a couple of bareback
riders.
riders.
Yeah.
But everybody rides in the grand entry, and the leading money winner will carry the flag of each state. Well, the leading money winner in Louisiana was Spider Webb. He was a bareback rider.
Okay.
So he couldn't carry the
Couldn't
flag.
carry the flag.
So I got to carry. Not only was I in the arena, I carried the Louisiana flag.
Oh my.
It
Oh
was
my.
like, oh
Excellent.
my gosh.
Excellent. And we kind of glossed over that point. We've been talking about Southeast Oklahoma, but after you and Mike got married, you went back to Louisiana.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we missed that part. I missed that part. So you're campaigning out of Louisiana at that point.
Right.
Okay. And you get in the horse business. Now, where were you? Around Fort Necessity, I'm understanding?
Yes.
Okay.
Winsboro is the biggest town probably there, but yeah, Fort Necessity, it's a little hole in the road. And yeah, I mean, we still wanted to do something with horses.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I tried the barrel futurities, and that just took up too much money, too much time.
Explain the futurities. I've not had anybody on here talk futurities.
Oh
with me.
gosh, the futurities, that's like doing time, and you don't get paid for it, and it's like you have to go.
Like jail
Oh,
time?
Yes, yes. It's like, okay, there's a jackpot up the road 50 miles. It's hot. It's going to be 100 degrees. But I got to go because I got to go an exhibition and get some, miles in training in
On
the
your horse.
seasoning on this horse.
In front of crowds and that sort of thing. Different
Yes.
arenas, different ground.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's where my best friend down there, Marilyn O'Neill Peanut, and she's so good. She's so good for your head. It's just like, well, he did good, and maybe you should take your reins up.
Yeah.
And she really, really helped me probably more than anybody.
Oh, neat.
Yes.
This is after you've been to the NFR and won 2 world championships. You're still learning.
Listen, those horses teach you something every time you get around them. That's just like a horse that runs off form, that's not performing like it's supposed to. That horse is talking to you. He's telling you something's wrong. Take me to the vet.
Yeah. Really got to pay attention. And I've heard of jockeys, Mike Smith, right? I've heard, Hall of Fame jockey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thoroughbred. And in races, he will pull up a horse because the horse just feels off.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can feel that. They can feel that.
And they'll look at it and go, there's nothing wrong with this horse till the vet gets involved.
Right.
And then they go, yeah, he's got whatever this little thing is that could have got a lot worse as you kept running him.
They got horse MRIs.
Yeah. I'm up there not far from Lexington. We're about an hour from Lexington, Rood and Riddle.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's the clinic up by us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're talking about maybe doing something with them, trying to get a little bit of more knowledge like you're sharing with us today about what's going on. And in the equine business, of course they're thoroughbreds and they're in the heart of that land.
I tell you what, those farms up there, aren't they just magnificent?
They're just beautiful.
Golly.
Absolutely. The old Frankfurt Turnpike and the Kentucky Horse Park and all that up in that area.
We went there. I want to go back.
Well, you need to come visit. That's about an hour from us, okay? And what's come, my daughter's got quarter horses, and it seems like one's always a bit sore.
Yeah.
All right, and she's just trail riding, doing stuff like that, just general using horses. And when growing up and me being around horses, I don't remember a horse being lame for very long.
I know.
And that's what stood out with me as you talk about Dan being tough.
It's like, okay, he didn't work that barrel right, so I'm going to go time to his tail. And that's what I did. I did that at Knoxville,
Oh, you did?
Kentucky.
Yeah.
And the pickup men were riding their horses around.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it at the time, but
Yeah.
Keith Freeman was from Smithville, just right down the road. And he rode over there where I was. I had Dan tied to his tail. It was like, you sorry sucker.
Yeah.
And he went over there and he said, old Indian trick. I said, oh, yeah, I didn't know. And he said, it'll work.
It'll work. And so tied to the tail, explain that if you would, please.
Well, that's when they kind of get stiff-sided.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want to get stiff. And I'm sure he was a hawk or something was bothering him, but
Yeah.
you're getting tied to your tail.
So you're forming him into a circle, basically.
Right. And, of course, I used the chain gag, and that
Yeah.
sorted his mouth up a little
Okay,
bit, and
okay.
then won the next go.
Okay. One thing I did want to talk about more and more, we talked equine dentistry, right? I mean, there's so much more to it that we never, I mean, floating
Oh,
teeth,
gosh.
nobody back in the day, right? Chiropractic work.
Yeah.
You,
What's that?
You using that these days? You got a chiropractor, equine
We've,
chiropractor?
we've had them out here, and they've worked on some of our horses. But I tell you, the best vet was Dr. Mitchell up there at Bristol, because I knew I know it was a long drive. I knew when I pulled in there to Dr. Mitchell's place that I would leave there knowing exactly what was wrong with my horse.
Yeah. No, and hopefully we'll be able to put something together, as I was talking, about a little bit more information around these horses, and it isn't just thoroughbreds. I mean, my goodness, we've done episodes on cutting horses, and you got reining horses and barrel horses, and I mean, so trying to see if we can get a little bit of information out of them. So, Futurities.
Yes.
The basic game is, I got this yearling, I got this 2-year-old. When do I start the time?
You start paying as 3-year-olds.
That's 3 years.
As a short 3-year-old, like January, they turn 3, and that's when you start making those payments.
Always in the quarter horse business, like thoroughbred business, it's always January's their birth date?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and there's a lot of different futurities out there you can gamble on?
Well, Fort Smith is the biggest one.
Okay.
And then when Peanut and I were going, we went to Cleburne. I don't think Peanut went to Cleburne with me. I took the girls. Grand Prairie. That was kind of where it all started, I think. Between Dallas and Fort Worth is Grand Prairie. And that's where we would go and we would stay, and that's where Peanut and I kind of first hooked up, was going to those futurities like that. And I'll never forget. I don't think it might have been the first time I'd ever been to one. No, it wasn't, because I think I was riding Eagle. Anyway, they had this big Calcutta. Well, gambling is illegal in Texas.
But a Calcutta, you're betting on a rider, you're betting on a horse?
Yes, you're betting on the horse and rider.
You bid, right? There's a bidding process?
But it's 3 times. 3 times
What's
you
that
have
mean?
to pay. That means there's more than one go.
Oh.
Okay, so you pay for the first go, the second go, and then the average.
Okay.
So anytime you made that bid,
Yeah.
it was going to be that bid 3 times.
Yeah.
So we go in. Everybody knew where the Calcutta was. It's gonna go. We're have it over there in that big building, and we're gonna start selling everybody. So we're all in there. All the contestants are in there, and they got the guy up there bidding, taking bids on so and so. Okay, how much? And I was like, in a few minutes, these cops come in. By the power invested upon me and from the state of Texas, I'm shutting this Calcutta down.
Oh no!
We're all looking at each other. Do we need to run?
Yeah, you're going to get arrested. They're going
Yes.
to do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was funny. Oh, it was so bad. No, that was the second time. The first time I went there, I was riding Caffeine, and I placed on her. I placed on her because George Williams was bidding on me. Well, George Williams was like me. He was a competitor. He rode barrel horses.
Okay.
George! Oh, no, I didn't realize you were bidding.
Yeah,
So he stopped bidding.
Yeah. Oh, you were bidding against him?
Yes, he was bidding against me. And usually if you knew who was up, you would not run him up.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had taken a friend with me. It was Mike Demos's wife.
Okay.
She wanted to go to some of those futurities with me, so I took her with me, and she and I split the Calcutta. I think I went for like $112, something like that. Well, that's $300 and something dollars.
Yeah.
And she and I split, and I ended up placing. I got my money back.
Okay.
I made just a little bit of money.
So the futurity, you write a check, it's a gamble for time, right? before you show up to this Futurity.
A whole year.
A whole year. And you're out working your horses and getting them conditioned and all that sort of thing. What was a typical Futurity? What was the check you were writing, the amount?
Oh, when I was making payments, probably like $200 every month.
So $2,400 Futurity buy-in?
Yeah, for
Okay.
like Fort Smith.
For that's just for one.
That's just for one, yes.
Okay.
Now the rest of them, a lot of them will be like $125 first payment, and that's all you do.
Okay.
So there were different, futurities and prices.
But the payoff, you win it?
Oh, you win it. You do really well because it's 4-year-olds running against other 4-year-olds. And I will tell you this, to this day, there's been two horses that's won at Fort Smith Futurity, and after they won that Futurity, they never hardly did anything else.
Really?
It was just their time.
Okay.
So
you got a horse that wins a Futurity. Time to sell?
Well, that would probably be the thing to do because at the end of the Futurity year, most of them are ragged out.
Okay.
And then you have the Derby the next year.
Okay.
You're going to wait and try to make that Derby, and it's...
Well, there's a young lady running. We saw this at the Stampede. The horse's name is Adios Pantelos.
Yes, Danielle wants to breed a mare to him.
And he had won something like $500,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Now she's campaigning him in rodeo. Is that unusual?
Oh no.
No.
No, now, you know how, like in racing, like a catalog page for a racehorse, you have black type? I don't know if you know what that means.
No, I don't.
Black
type.
when they say a horse has got black type, that means he has won or placed in a stakes race.
Okay.
First, second, or third.
Because you've had black type horses, stakes winners on the horse racing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I saw that.
And now they're doing kind of black type and barrel horses.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And that's all raises prices and that sort of
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
what's unique about the quarter horse business, so compared to thoroughbred's live breeding only.
Right.
Okay.
You can back it up with AI, but they have to be live bred.
They have to be live bred. But no embryo transfers.
Oh, no.
No. And for that, against that, what you're thinking?
Well, really and truly, I don't think it's fair.
That
It'll pollute the breed,
Well-
I think.
Somebody with a lot of money can jump up and have all these embryos of the best. You breed the best to the best, get the best. Well, that doesn't always ring true, but it usually rings truer than, the other way, nothing to nothing and get something.
yeah.
And so, the goodbye lanes. Look at Cassie Mowry.
What's that now? Good.
That's a breed of horse she's riding.
Oh, Cassie Mowry is.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, the goodbye lane. That's what her horse is out of. The stud is the goodbye lane, and man, and not only Cassie, but that guy, forgot his name. He just had won $1 million a goodbye lane.
A couple years ago out of New York.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I know who you mean. Mm-hmm. So, okay. And what are the big names right now? Goodbye Lane. Who are the other big names? If you can get them.
Well, Dash to Fame is always good, but he died several years ago, so there's going to be less and less of him available.
Right, but there's still straws available. You can still
For $8,000.
$8,000 a pop. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you got a Streak of Fling. I think he's back in Oklahoma, but he was only 3,500. But he's throwing a bunch. But right now, that Goodbye Lang and Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, that's a big one. And they're just Slick by Design. Now he was actually a racehorse or a barrel horse.
Barrel horse. Okay. And they're still paying attention what comes off the racetrack. So quarter horse wise.
Well, these girls are, you go out west, you get in a huge pen. I'm
Yeah.
talking 18, 19 second run. You need
Yes.
a horse that can run.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, yeah, they're all, the Corona cartels, they'll do. Trey Say, oh man, he's really throwing some barrel horses. PYC, Paint Your Wagon, but those horses are still really expensive.
Yeah.
That's just like the top cutting horse. You don't see a top cutting horse running barrels much. They're just too expensive.
Yeah. So top barrel horses these days, I know we talked Dan would have been worth $250,000. What if I want to go out there and be top 5 in the world? I want to be consistent. What am I talking about? Good. Got to be a good bred horse that can run it all.
Well, I think your breeding is Dash to Fame on the bottom, Goodbye Lane on top.
Okay. And what's a horse like that 4-year-old going to cost me as a competitor?
Oh gosh, you're probably talking 25,000
For
Not finished.
Not knowing anything.
not knowing anything.
Not knowing anything.
Okay. So I got one that's proven. I need to go out and win money. Okay, I'm one of the top. I need to go win money. 7-year-old, 6-year-old. What am I talking?
Oh gosh,
What are you hearing for big numbers out there?
I'd say it at the very bottom end would be 200.
Really? Okay. And we talked about that, I guess.
Yeah, and you're
You got some
Talking.
oil people, ranchers.
yeah, and there's daddies
There's
out
no-
there that's more than happy to give that.
They'd give $500,000 to get their daughter to the NFR, or $1 million.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't always make sense.
No.
Or it doesn't make business sense necessarily.
Yeah, well, barrel racers, they never make sense.
Bareback riders are worse.
So you get deep into the futurities. You get deep into the horse racing. We've seen some of the success you've had. Where are you today with your programs? You walked me through a bunch of horses yesterday.
The program today is get rid of these as soon as possible.
Okay.
I've had it. I've done this for years and years and years, and I know, I had a good friend. He sat right here and he said, why aren't you running barrels anymore? And I said, it takes such a long time. It's too hard.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. Now, they are getting these hybrid, highly intelligent, highly trainable horses now.
Yeah.
And you can tell a difference between a trainable one and, a,
Run of the mill.
yes,
Right.
I'll be kind.
Yeah.
And it's still not, it's still too long. And that's what the Futurity did. The Futurity did, okay, we've got a year.
Yeah.
I got a year. I got a timeline.
Yeah.
I've got to be, I got to be doing this at this certain time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that's what I said. It's like doing time.
Yeah.
It's like I got, and there at the end, I was going to those things thinking, I'm not having fun. I don't like this. It's too hot.
Yeah.
Even if I win, it may be $80.
Yeah.
And it cost me more than that to get here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, this
Yeah.
is no brainer. So
Yeah.
it's not making
It's
sense.
just not fun.
Right. I go to a barrel race and I run against 500-600 girls,
Yeah.
or I go to the racetrack and run against 5 or 6 horses.
Right.
If I run 5th, I'm going to make money,
Oh, okay. I see.
and a lot more money.
Yeah.
Than you go to a barrel race, you get what, 1,500.
Yeah.
You go to the racetrack, you get 20,000.
Okay.
I mean, just made a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, and it does. And the economics of horse racing, right? And what a lot of people, you bought a horse for $20,000, and as we were talking this morning, that's the least expense you're going to have. That one-time purchase, $20,000 on a racehorse.
And let me tell you, it doesn't take but a couple of times for a bad rider to turn a $20,000 horse into a $2,000
Really?
horse.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
And how do you, at your level, attract? Because you're not a big fancy stable. How are you attracting the jocks? How do you?
The horses attract the jocks.
Yeah.
And all these racehorses have past performances.
They kind of have their pimps. Those jocks do.
Agents.
Agents.
Pimps.
And they go to those barns and say, hey, I saw that horse black letter, who you got on him?
Yeah.
It fit my rider really good.
Yeah. Okay. So you got to know a lot of the business, though. I mean, trainers and jockeys and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
All we
need...
did since 1978.
Is that right?
You need to... And this gets me every time. I'll have friends that, they've been to the races, and they're kind of interested in the races, and the first thing they'll say is, how much does it cost to enter that horse in that race?
Yeah.
$0.
$0.
$0. Unless it's, some kind of futurity you're entered in.
Okay.
And that blows them away.
Yeah.
I said, your cost is your trainer
Yeah.
and your farrier
Yeah.
and your vet.
And your vet.
Now,
Yeah.
the jocks, they get their money, right out, but then they'll get a small percent, and so will the trainer if and when the horse wins. But I'm still saying those odds are so much better than going down the road, running against 5 or 6,
Yeah.
100 girls, and
Yeah.
they're all, and they, like I said, fancy rigs, lots of money there. And I'm thinking, why do I think I can,
Yeah.
why do I think I belong here?
Yeah. Yeah. So in '78, you get into horses, and you also go back to college.
Oh, yeah. That was actually 88.
88. Okay.
I had to get a full dose of the racehorse, and how fast you start starving in that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you're training for the public, you mean, not nowadays owning.
Well, back then, we would run, and you were running at a purse for 8,000 or 9,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're running at a purse 25,000.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. Yep.
it's back
It's
then.
different.
It was hard to try to do that.
But you were on the training side then.
Yes.
Now you're on the owning side.
Yes.
Is that right? And okay. And you've done some claiming and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. So a guy
Yeah.
can.
And you know how many trainers got fired because, is my horse down?
Yeah.
What's going on? I know the questions to ask.
Yeah.
And you better be answering me truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm liable to show up and see my horse walk out of that stall 3-legged.
Yeah.
Don't tell me they come back good.
Okay.
And that's all we ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, they'll tell, come back real good, real
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well, then it's crippled. Oh, it's a little sore. I'm taking her to the vet tomorrow.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
No, I'm coming to get her tomorrow.
Right.
Taking her to my vet.
Yeah. And MRIs these days are pretty expensive,
Oh, yeah.
but they're available.
But yeah, and we had a mare stem celled. And did she win? Was she worthy of that stem cell? Yeah. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was worthy. It cost, but she
$2,000 stem cell, and she was on the shelf for 6 weeks. I hand walked her every day, and she came back. She'd won about 10,000 or 12 on the dirt. I put her on the grass. She ran out in 2 falls. She ran out over 100,000,
Holy cow.
and she raised our first stakes horse.
And some might just run better on the turf than on the grass.
Yeah, it's all about lineage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I fired 3 trainers before I finally got one to run her on the grass.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. And the lineage said, the pedigree said she'll run turf.
She had
Yes.
She had a brother that had raised 370,000 in New York, and 300,000 of it was on the grass. She had another sister, same way, and they would run. That whole family would run 6.5 furlongs to a flat mile, but they wouldn't go any further. And so,
Oh, and she was a heart attack horse. She come from off of it.
dead last. She
It's
would
like,
be,
oh my God, we watched it on TV. Now Houston, we sent her
Yeah.
down to Houston. Of course, we didn't go; it's too
Yeah.
far. And it's like, okay, she's coming out. And she's getting called last call.
she was called last, she was last by 31 lengths
Holy cow.
with only 3/8 of a mile left to go.
Holy cow.
And they turn from home. Well, she starts getting a little bit of a call. We're hearing her name. And they come down to the wire, and I mean, right at the wire, here comes Sister's head.
Wow.
And she put her head right there, right at the wire now. It's like, oh my gosh, she's about gave us a heart attack.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But you get the enjoyment from it like you did barrel racing, Dan?
Winning is fixed. I don't care what it is. Winning is winning.
Winning is winning. Yeah.
Donnie
Oh,
Gay
yeah.
Donnie Gay's right. Winning fixes everything.
Oh, we went. The first time we ran her at Remington, of course, she's Okie bred.
Yeah.
We had to send her down to Houston
Yeah.
because, they quit running. But the first time we ran her at Remington, we put her in there and it's like, okay, if she could just get a check. She could just get a check. And we're
Yeah.
watching it. It's like, oh, look, she run up to fifth. She run up to fifth. And,
Yeah.
oh, she's going to get fourth. What'd she end up? Second?
Second by nose.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, that was so excited.
Yeah, yeah.
Exciting when you see them moving like that.
And the purse pays all places?
She won a
Five places.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of times you may end up with a 5-horse field.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Lots. I mean, the
there's a
numbers
great
are way
shortage.
down.
Yeah.
numbers are way down.
And what do you attribute that to?
Cost.
Cost.
Everything is expensive.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to buy feed for $4.80.
Yeah.
Same bag.
Now it's $16.60.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So, is the industry going to do anything to help bring down costs? Are they?
Well, they started this HISA thing, and HISA is what it is. What they actually did was they brought the government into racing.
Thoroughbred racing.
Into thoroughbred
into thoroughbred.
racing.
It's not
Okay.
a quarter horses yet.
Okay.
But who knows?
Okay. And what that is basically.
This is what you have to do if you have a stable. Every single horse that goes out on the track, you have to write down, did you do them up? Did they go out on polos? When did you shoe them? How far are they working? Who's getting on them? How, when they come, if they worked, what was their time? If they didn't work, you come back. Did you give them a bath? Yes, they were back. How long did you hand walk them? How long were they on the wheel? The jocks, I think they have to go in and do, I don't know, they may have to pass physical now. And it's just a,
Bureaucracy.
yeah. Well,
And came about because.
Federal government.
Yeah.
The lady that did almost get rid of all the dog tracks
Okay.
and dog racing.
Okay.
She thought it was her time to
Go into
make it
horse.
real hard on the horsemen.
I see.
stopped dog racing in Florida.
Okay.
Now, do you know that didn't have a big effect on
Yeah.
a bunch of people?
Oh, I'll bet.
And then she was instrumental in starting this HISA thing. Well, now HISA is just like, and not every track. Texas does not have HISA,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
you can't watch it on TV.
You can't bet it.
You can't
Can't.
bet it unless you go down there.
Oh, okay.
And they're just trying to strong arm everybody to adopt this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, people like Baffert and all of them, they just stay on their asses all the time. There's one guy, he got a bad test on one horse, and it wasn't even a controlled substance. Just like Baffert, it wasn't a controlled substance. It was just a little bit over
I see.
amount.
I see.
And this guy in California, they scratched his horse and scratched every horse he had in all that week.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That shouldn't be, you shouldn't be able to do that.
Right. Right. Right.
It makes the claiming game a little bit safer to claim, because they have, I believe, 4 vets at every track, and there's always 2 sets of eyeballs on every horse in every race, and they'll scratch one if he just stumbles a little bit. They'll scratch him,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and we're running short fields now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think their goal is to shut down all the smaller racetracks
I see.
and
I
just
see.
have the big ones
I see.
where all you're going to do is watch Pletcher's horses or Baffords or Cassie's or those top trainers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to have the horses running.
Wow. Wow. So, thank you for all that, by the way.
Oh,
That's more than I have understood about all this stuff. And I mean, including Futurities and everything you've been talking about. 1988, you go back to school.
yes.
You had 2 years to complete because you had your associates, or was that?
Well, 88, I think, is when, I started 88. And then when I started getting close to graduating, then you have all these specialty classes that is only offered one certain semester, and they're only taking so many students.
And your major at this point
Is education.
is education.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, I do all of this, and then there was one class I still had to take, and it was observation and participation. Well, in my opinion, that's student teaching, isn't it?
Right. Right.
And so I tried to get in it because we were moving back to Oklahoma
Okay.
because the racehorse business had kind of, had a downturn.
Yeah.
And of course, there's
Oil prices and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're had these tracks here in Oklahoma. So I tried to get in that class. Well, that class is already full, and it was only offered in the spring. You mean I got to wait a whole year before I can even get in that class again? Well, you can, because I talked to my advisor, and they said, well, you can go to the dean and ask them to waive it, but they're the only ones that can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we went to the dean,
That too.
and I had a talk with him, and he waived the class.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And we moved to Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yes, he was so good. He was
Yeah.
like, and this only offered once a year, yeah, and is full already, yeah. And he said, well, doesn't student teaching kind of cover this? Yeah.
You're the dean.
And so
Yeah.
that's when I came up here to Oklahoma
Yeah. Yeah.
because this is where I was from,
Yeah. Yeah.
and back then teaching jobs were very political. You had to know somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And I got her the teaching job.
okay. The Louisiana cowboy gets an Oklahoma cowgirl.
I
The
can
te-
find a job for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you started teaching where?
I started teaching it right up the road, Cameron,
Mm-hmm.
just a little ways. And as it turned out, the superintendent went to Korea with my uncle,
Oh, wow.
so they were really good
There's
friends.
the connection.
Yes,
It's always, yeah.
I mean, my interview was horrible. I went in there. Of course, I knew Charles Callhorn, and he said, "Do you know anything about music?" And I said, "I can turn on the radio." No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He said, "You see this stack right here and this stack about that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, "All of those are teachers wanting a job.
Oh, wow.
All of these came in to
Yeah.
be interviewed."
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I'm thinking, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And so he said, "What about math? Were you very good in math?" And I said, "Well, not really, but I guess if I got the answers, I could probably,
Yeah. Back
get
into
through
the
it."
work.
Yeah. He said, "Okay, all I can give you is a half a day," and he said, "And it's math." But it's remedial math, so I was
Okay.
getting the ones that were kind of, falling behind, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so I got through the first year,
Okay.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
And then the next year, when it was time to check in again, because at that point I wasn't a career teacher,
So year to year.
so I had to call him up and say, do you think I could get all day? Because I can't, this half a day is just not really doing it for me.
Yeah.
And I want you to know, he waited till the week before school started to call and tell me, you can get half a day. Or
So
a full day.
full day.
You can get a full day.
So why teaching?
Oh, I just like the hours. Get the weekends off. You work at Walmart, you may work a weekend.
Yeah.
And then get all holidays off
All
with your
summer.
kids. All summer.
So you can go rodeoing again.
Listen, you'll be surprised the amount of teachers that rodeo.
Yeah. Got summer off.
Yep.
You enjoyed teaching 4th grade?
I loved it.
Yeah.
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 I loved it. Hated the paperwork. And, the parents were good. It was a very, very small rural school.
Oh.
And
Kids behave for the most part?
well, that was one of the reasons why I quit. Because the administration started not being very supportive of their teachers. Anyone failing a grade, well, can you kind of help them get through that grade a little bit? Yeah, but what they need to do is not play basketball and get their lessons. So I just decided I'm done.
You're done. And
Yeah.
when was this?
December 22, I think.
22.
Yeah.
So you didn't teach at all during the 2023 school season. Fall of 23, you did
No.
not go back.
No.
Okay.
No! Look at all this stuff.
But you got a lot going on here.
I still do.
You still do. And Summers Only ain't going to cover it.
I know.
Yeah.
We're liquidating soon. Any horses needs to be at the racetrack running.
Yeah.
So we will
Any
travel
buyers,
a
send
little
them our
bit.
way.
So has said every famous racehorse owner. We're liquidating soon.
Yeah.
Oops,
Yeah.
I got a deal. There's one getting our way.
I want somebody else to feed it and take care of
Yeah.
it. and
I don't know,
We go,
but you-
go watch it run.
But
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
All of these old-time trainers,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it was Woody Stevens or Charlie Whittingham, I think it was Charlie Whittingham, said, you know what? Every year you go out to that barn and you look at them. Ooh, what could that one be?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
could this one? That's what keeps you going.
That's your motivation.
That's what keeps you
Isn't
going.
that something? Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, you do have a lot going on. You got some beautiful horses. I know you got plans for everything. And it's been fun being here with you guys. My goodness, what I have learned and the stories I have heard. What question haven't I asked?
Oh,
What topic haven't we covered?
I don't know. My girls, they run barrels a little bit, and then Melanie said, "I'm not depending on any damn horses to make my living."
Yeah.
So she went to school and became a nurse.
Good for her. Yeah.
And poor little Danielle, she got the barrel racing gene,
Yeah.
and she run barrels until her horse got EPM, which that stopped her, and then she started getting RA real bad.
Okay. Rheumatoid arthritis.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
And my grandkids,
Taekwondo.
I bought Madeline a little horse, and she loved to go out there and brush it and feed it and stuff like that. But as far as running or anything like that, it's just like. And then Aiden, he got on a couple of sheep, and it was like, okay, we're done with that.
They're city kids. And I'm glad.
Yeah. Good. So here's some questions. Think of all the rodeos you've been to, all the venues you have run in. Indoor buildings, outdoors, it doesn't matter. Give me the one that you just got to go to if you're back competing. The one that just stood out.
Oh, I guess it would have to be Nashville, 1976. And it was the bicentennial. And it was at Nashville, and it was a tiny little run. But then he was He was tuned in, and I mean, the first barrel was like right there. We were running like 12 and 13 second run.
Yeah.
So the first barrel was right there.
Oh, wow.
And I run out there and I turned the first barrel, and it was all I could do to get ready for the second one. Okay. In fact, I think I was still a little bit behind him, and he just put on an awesome run, and I won the rodeo wearing red, white, and blue, and it was the bicentennial.
Wow. Wow. A lot of memories with Dan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Once in a lifetime horse?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was so funny. He was like I said, he was terrified of pigs, and you couldn't get him close to a pig. Now they brought the bear out to Heavener one time, and I rode him up to the bear. Bear didn't face him.
Like a black bear?
Yeah, it was in the Clowns Act.
Yeah.
The bear didn't scare him, but the buffalo did.
Buffalo did. Okay.
And any time I had a little old jacket that was furry. If I wore that furry jacket around, I couldn't get close to him because he was terrified of it.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He was. And jump. Oh,
And
that horse could jump.
And the ocean scared him.
Oh, yes. We went down to Florida one time. You know, you see those movies
Riding
where they're
through the
riding through the
waves.
surf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I get Dan. Dan goes up there. And he looks at that water, points that ear at it like, okay, water's not supposed to come at me like that.
Right, right.
Could not get him in the water. He was terrified of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I was riding him bareback. I was laughing so hard. I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to fall off and he's going to get away.
Yeah.
Running from the water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I took him back to where we were staying, and I had him grazing a little bit. And I thought, well, I'll just let him out there. He'll graze. I don't know what it was. Something got him running, and he ran and run up to that fence and just sailed over it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know he could do that.
Yeah, yeah,
But he was an athlete too.
yeah, yeah. So here's another question. Who in the rodeo world, WPRA, PRCA, WIPRA, you'd most like to have dinner with, past or present, dead or alive? And who would it be, and what would you talk about? What would you ask them?
Well, I guess it would be my friend down there in Louisiana, Marilyn O'Neill, because we have so many memories together. We went to the Futurity in Oklahoma City one time, and we were loaded up. We was coming back. My horse had run terrible. Peanut told me, she said, go over there and take your horse over there. Ingle was his name. Take Ingle over there and let Doc Mitchell go over him. And I said, this sorry sucker, I'm going to stop at the first cow sale and just run him through the ring. Run up the fence with me. And she said, please just go over there. I'll pay for it.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, well, I'll go over there.
Yeah.
But he ain't going to find anything. So he went over there. I went over there, took my horse there, and he gets this little spyglass thing out. First, he has this beeper. He beeps all these horses, and when you get a long beep, that means you got a problem there. So he beeped him, and he's beeping right here in this shoulder. So he says, he gets this little spyglass thing, and I hadn't seen this. I mean, we'd used Doc a bunch, but this is something I hadn't seen. I said, what have you got there? And he said, come here. Well, he grabbed my hand, and he said, now with your other hand, find your pulse. Okay, so he's holding my hand, and he's going over this horse with this spyglass thing, and I'm feeling my pulse. Well, it jumps. Then he went over it again, and it jumped again, and I said, what did you do? And he said, did you feel it? He said, you should have felt it twice. And I said, I did. And he said, this horse has got an injury right here on his shoulder. And he said, every cell in your body reacts to another injured cell. And he said, that was your cells honing in on that injury, saying there's something wrong here. There's something wrong here. And I was like, oh my gosh. I said, last year about 6 months ago, I said, we had a ramp. And I said, I was dropping that ramp. And when I dropped that ramp, Engel moved over, and he moved over, and that ramp hit him right there on that shoulder. And he said, well, it's not healed up yet.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the man had already made believers out of us. And all of the people that were making fun of him, calling him witch doctor and everything, I was thinking, good, don't use
You bet,
him
you bet.
because I have an advantage over you.
Yeah. Wow.
But, yeah, he was just that amazing, and miss him all the time. My friend down there in Louisiana, she's got his voicemail on her, you know, and she said, I won't get rid of that because I just listen to Doc's voice every once in a while.
I love that.
He was amazing.
Thank you for that.
Oh. Well,
Thank you.
I wish he was still here and you could meet him because
Yeah.
he would amaze you.
Yeah. So, last question.
Okay.
They're going to make a movie. Hollywood calls. They hear this podcast, and they become intrigued with you and Dan's partnership and all the accomplishments you've had, and they say we're fixing to make a movie. What do they call the movie?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Going down the road, but I think they've already used that one somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I know what it would be for me.
Yeah.
And for me would be, you know, like Dreams Fulfilled or something, because after that, and I guess that's when, you know, I kind of started not wanting to go so much or doing futurity horses. Then it was kind of like, okay, I've done all of this and spent a lot of money, didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now it's time to try to find something where I can make some money,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did. I let my sister take Dan for, you know, a few months. I let Darlene take Dan for a few months because my desire to do that was not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I told my friend, why don't you run barrels anymore? It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
And besides, I'm at the age now, I couldn't even ride a 1D horse if my life depended on it.
Yeah.
And I recognize that.
Yeah. Yeah. Final words?
Oh, I don't know. You know, rodeo and running barrels was just wonderful to me. And the racehorse business has been wonderful to me. But the bottom line is horses in general have just, you know, I've always looked at a horse not as a horse, as an individual. I wonder, you know, how's that one going to be? And those little babies up there already got their personalities down. They're just, you know. And I can remember when I went to interview for a job at Heavener, and the guy was talking about, he said, what makes you think you could teach? And I said, because I've taught horses. And, you know, it's, you take these horses, they don't know what you want them to do. And you just have to be very patient. You know, these kids, they don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then one of these days you see the light go off. There you go. It was just that simple. You tried to make it too hard.
Yeah. We learn a lot through horses. A lot
You
from
did?
horses.
Yeah, you learn a lot through school kids, too, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, this has been a blast. Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, well, thank you for asking me. It's kind of a long, drawn out, and believe me, there's a whole lot more I left out.
Well, maybe another day.
Maybe.
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 Maybe. All right. Well, thank you for being on Beyond the Chutes.
Well, thank you for having me.
That wraps up our three-part conversation with Marilyn Duplissey, a cowgirl who lived the miles, chased the dreams, and proved that heart and horsepower can take you anywhere. Over these episodes, we rode alongside her, from those first open shows and the horse named Dan who just wouldn't quit, to the moment she became a 2-time world champion. We heard about the long hauls and short checks, the barrel schools she taught, and the lesson that every good horse will teach you something if you're paying attention. We talked Futurities, splints, shoeing, and the nights when the money ran thin. And we followed her west to the NFR, where the other cowgirls voted Dan the barrel race horse with the most heart. Then she took us further into the horse race barns and classrooms, where she found new ways to teach, to learn, and to listen. It's been a ride through grit, grace, and a lifetime of lessons from one remarkable horsewoman. Marilyn said it best: those horses teach you something every time you get around them. That's it for this episode of Beyond the Chutes. Thanks for coming along with us. We're proud to be supported by Parasite System. Parasite is helping clinics catch problems early with fast, accurate diagnostics. Learn more at parasitesystem.com. We're also brought to you by Simcox & Company, a 4-generation barbershop in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Want to look sharp? Walk in and see Deb, Tom, Eli, or Troy. No appointment is needed. You can find them at Simcox & Company on Facebook.
Ready to hit the open road? Join the Wandering Gypsy RV Life Podcast for real stories, RV tips, and travel adventures from behind the wheel of Birdie B. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts.
And for music that travels well, stream Nicky McLeod's albums, Prepaid and Some Kind of Reckless. Available now wherever you find your music. And before we go, a special mention of Liesl Harris, This Ain't My Last Rodeo. Great short stories and memories told by one of the most beloved figures in rodeo history. It's laughter, legacy, and pure Liesl. Pick it up now on Amazon. And a new book is coming to Amazon this fall. It's called World's Toughest Rodeo, How One Cowboy Blazed a Trail for Western Sports. It's going to be released November 11th, 2025. It's an in-depth dive into how Steve Gander went from meager beginnings on a small family farm to building a brand that still rides strong 45 years later. A story of vision, grit, and the spirit of rodeo. This has been a BTC production. Until next time, thank you for listening.